Hi there, my name is Matthew Krajewski, author of Modern Magic, Reclaiming Your Magical Heritage, now available from Balboa Press. You can learn more by going to www.magicalheritage.com. Today I want to talk to you about the things that don't make it into your book. And in my book, Modern Magic, there were a lot of things, a lot of drafts actually, that I can't even count actually, dozens upon dozens of different drafts, different sections, different chapters that either made it into the final draft in some form or another or were discarded. And a lot of the things in the book that I want to make accessible and relatable to people is to incorporate pop culture references. At this point in history, we have so much to draw upon from art, literature, film, television, so many references, so many things that people have seen and have consumed as entertainment that can also be working models for us to understand our world or to relate to, and especially when we're talking about spirituality, which is probably a lesser gravitated toward field than most in our modern world. So there will be references to The Simpsons and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Harry Potter in Modern Magic. But there are also ones that didn't make it into the final draft. The one that I'm particularly thinking about right now is Twin Peaks, David Lynch's television show from the early 90s that had the whole country enamored with the question, who killed Laura Palmer? I watched the television show for the first time in college in 2000. Um, my fiction writing workshop, actually, all the kids that were in there, we gathered together and would watch old VHS tapes of Twin Peaks on a regular basis, which for a writing student was very interesting. It showed you in film version a lot of the things that they were telling us in short stories about developing character and making it relatable and visceral details and all that sort of stuff. Um, Recently, I rewatched the series. I'm just up until the point where you find out who killed Laura Palmer. And if you haven't seen it, I won't give it away. But needless to say, the first time that I watched it, I think like most people, when I watched Twin Peaks, I did not get it. I mean, I did and I didn't. I got most of it. It was enough for me to follow and to be interested in. Um, but I would say that there were aspects where I was just, a little bit flabbergasted and wondering what in the world did this mean? I'm watching it now, um, now that I've written Modern Magic, now that I have a more centered spiritual life, it's probably the most entertaining as well as fulfilling show I've watched in a long time. For the central reason that there was a spirituality component to the book for Agent Dale Cooper that relates directly to my understanding of spirituality. I think what David Lynch portrays in the series is this very expansive view of spirituality, how things are interconnected, how there is a whole world of energy that we don't necessarily see but can interact directly with us. The idea of inhabiting spirits and people, souls attaching to the living hosts of other people, guides, the giant that guides Agent Dale Cooper, even the log lady and her, at the time, what I viewed as her mysterious riddles, which at this point, what she says, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I get it now. And her communion with trees and with the wood, symbolized by the log that she carries everywhere. So, like most things that I gravitate towards, I would say that Twin Peaks was ahead of its time, but I'm thankful that it caught the attention of the general public and interested them. But what I would encourage you to do if you are spiritual in any way, to watch Twin Peaks again and see if it makes more sense to you this time around. Because I certainly did, and it's very gratifying to see kind of a working model of living your life with a lens towards a spiritual life, towards an energetic life, towards trying to incorporate what's all around us, the energy that guides the other side, not trying to navigate the world that way, and not just trying to navigate physical reality. Agent Cooper from Twin Peaks is an excellent role model in that capacity. So, looking back at the drafts and places I tried to put in Twin Peaks references, they were too brief. They didn't really cover what I wanted to say, and I was drawing upon a older memory. And now that I'm watching it again, it makes a lot more sense. It resonates a lot more, and I can also see why it didn't make it into the first draft. It was not meant for the first draft. I'm already working on the second and third books, follow-ups to the first book, to Modern Magic. And references to Twin Peaks definitely have a better home in the themes of those books, in those books on spirituality. So, as you edit, as you write, let it all out. Don't ever hold anything back. But, the editing process is different, and trust that if something doesn't make it in, it wasn't meant to be, or it could come back into another story in another form. So, I think that is it for now on Modern Magic and Twin Peaks, the references that didn't make it in. And if you want to learn more about the book, I encourage you to go to www.magicalheritage.com. And until next time, I'll see you later.